good morning and thanks for coming. I will be as short as possible. So I'm going to speak about, try to inform you what is the information that we need as a supplier, as a producing machine, what we need to know from your feed millers when you need to, you decide to build a microdosing system. So when you need to handle your additives, it's important to have a good technology in your plant in order to have increasing the accuracy, trustability of your additives, especially when you are handling medicine, or antibiotics, or nutritional products. If you have a good technology, you can also reduce or, let's say, save on your labor cost. So, like they were speaking before, labor is always a difficult situation to find these days. You can, using a good correct technology, you can reduce or avoid the contamination in the line. You can, your production capacity can also increase, and you can increase also the quality of your feed. Especially, this would result in cost saving on your final feed. When you're talking about microdosing of these ingredients, there are two categories. One is the premix, so premix plants, and the other one is microdosing that you are adding directly in your batch feeder. If you look at the premix, this is a separate facility where you are handling all the additives. They then get, after dosing, they go into a batch mixer together with a carrier, and then they will go in a packing and sold to the feed mills. There is another possibility that is to create a microdosing system with the premix plant in a feed mill. This will also increase your quality of your feed, because you can save cost of the raw material that you're supplying, you're buying. You can have a better traceability of your products. You are more flexible on changing your formulation compared to buying a ready-made premix. Obviously, this would have an initial cost for the machinery for the dosing system. What we need to know when you want to build a microdosing line, these are important notes. So the size of your batch mixer or your feed mixer, the number of batches per hour that you're producing, the number of ingredients that you want to handle. So generally there are many ingredients, 100 ingredients that you would use. You have to only concentrate on some of them. The other one should be still used manually generally. Minimum maximum quantity for each ingredient. Minimum maximum quantity for the total batch of these micro-ingredients. And a combination or a list of the formulation that you have. Together with some information of the characteristic of these additives. So what is the particle size, what is the density, what is the chemical characteristic, and if they are hygroscopic, so they can create lumps and get sticky in your process line. There are different ways to handle this microdosing system in the plant. You can have different carousel depending on the dosing unit, the number of ingredients that you have. You can have vacuum transportation going to the batch mixer. You can have gravity transportation going to your batch mixer. You can have other system that would integrate a premixing and then go into your batch mixer. There are other lines, especially when you're producing aquafeed, then you need to do a pre-grinding. This is for sure important for having a good kibble, a good feed, especially when the feed is more size. The only problem is that you should take in consideration that some additives can be destroyed by the pre-grinding. Some additives are protected and encapsulated and can have a negative effect when passing through a grinder. The system should be designed according to what the additives are, the characteristics of the additives. So generally speaking, would be a system in stainless steel, so avoid using carbon steel that could degrade with some chemical reaction. A good feeding system also important. So when you have to consider that how you're going to load the bins of your dosing system. Typically it could be manual addition of the bins. Another system could be mechanical transportation, so if you have silos or any other kind of storage for your products, you can then add them in the bins, or there is also another option of a pneumatic loading. Skip this. It's important to design the system for your plant, for your additives. So consider that when it's talking about micro-ingredients with the dosing by screw, this screw can come with different shapes. Standard spike, spring spike, square spike, twin shaft screw, depending on the characteristics and the flowability and the quantity that you need to dose. Shutting valves, very important when you're dosing with the screws. So the system should be designed with flaps, with valves that can close the screw feeder. Also very important, there is a big difference between resolution of the weighing scale and accuracy. So the resolution is the smallest change in weight that can be detected by the scale. So what is the scale reading I'm giving the output to the PLC system? Instead, the accuracy is a deviation through the weight. So the error, the actual error that can be generated by vibration, by mechanical error, by incorrect dosing. When you want to convey the microdosing to your mixer, the first, probably one of the best option, it would be a vacuum transportation. So mechanical will come with a lot of carryover. Pressurized system can have a negative effect on your additive due to the speed in the piping. The best solution is a vacuum, as the speed is lower. Automation, very important. When the supplier that will provide you the microdosing system should have the capabilities to supply you a good automation. So this will come with the configuration page and change of specific for each dosing unit, depending on the density, the flowability, and so on. There is also other technologies to use these micro-ingredients. Unfortunately, you cannot do it with all these products. Some is possible, is to add them at the end of the production line on a coating. So post-pelleting coating, adding some, especially some what we call stress powders, so they can get destroyed during heat, during process in the extruder or in the pelletizing system. It is possible with some additives. It's not easy, it's a challenge, but it will then give very good results on your final feed. So I finished now. Okay, so for any other question, I would be happy to. Thank you.